and it could be a pivotal moment for his campaign. And joining me now, Virginia Governor and Romney supporter Bob McDonnell. Governor, thank you so much for being with us. How important is this debate, and do you think we'll be waking up on Thursday morning, as Chris Christie said, with a completely different campaign?
I think all the debates are important, but particularly this one, Andrea, because it's on domestic policy, which overwhelmingly is the critical issue in the race. And it's the first time that Americans will actually get to see Mitt Romney and Barack Obama side by side, and not only hear their words and assess their styles and their candor, but also get to hear the ideas. And I think that's what this whole debate race comes down to, is the record, and I'd say the failed record of Barack Obama on jobs, on gas prices, on debt management, on energy, and compare that to the vision and the ideas for the future that Mitt Romney has. So it's very important. The last couple of weeks, there's been a little bit of a movement for the president. But listen, speeches don't create jobs. Rhetoric doesn't create jobs. Good ideas do. And the president, despite his efforts, has failed to help the American people get back to work. And I think Mitt Romney's got better ideas. That's what this debate will be about.
Well, Bill Kristol and some other Republicans have questioned whether Mitt Romney has been specific enough about his ideas. Here's Paul Ryan on Fox News Sunday.
Lowering tax rates by broadening the tax base works, and you can.
But I have to. Let me just. You haven't given me the math.
No, but you. Well, I don't have the. It would take me too long to go through all of the math. But let me say it this way: you can lower tax rates by 20% across the board by closing loopholes and still have preferences for the middle class for things like charitable deductions, for home purchases, for health care.
Where is the math? And is Mitt Romney going to be under some pressure in this debate to produce the specifics as to how it will all add up?
Well, Andrew, first, it's a laughable question. Where's the president's plan? He's had 4 years. 23 million people don't have work. So let's start with that. The president's policies haven't worked.
The question was asked by Chris Wallace on Fox. It's being asked by other Republicans. Where is the math? How do you add up those tax cuts, even eliminating some deductions? Which deductions would you eliminate? Let's be specific. And how will you do that?
Andrew,
and reach deficit reduction? Which programs will be cut?
The question is, how do you get America back to work? What Paul Ryan just said on your clip is you flatten the base and increase. You increase the number. You reduce the number of deductions that are out there, and you expand the base. That's typically what works. That can be done in a revenue-neutral fashion. I think that's what Paul Ryan has proposed. And what that does is make America more competitive. But Mitt Romney's been much more specific on how we get America back to work and replace the failed policies of the president. And Andrew, that's what this is about. The president's policies on job creation haven't got us back to work. 8% unemployment for 43 months. That's the issue. What Mitt Romney said very specifically on job creation is expanded trade by reducing the barriers, on creating a better climate for America by keeping tax and regulatory policies in a better shape. Energy, this president has been horrific. We just lost 1,200 coal jobs in Virginia last week because of the regulatory policies of the Obama administration, exactly what the president of the company said. So I think they've been very specific on the types of things that they would do to be able to increase jobs, provide more access to the American dream, and tough decisions have to be made. I cut spending in Virginia about $6 billion, eliminating deficits. Republican governors have done it all over the country. Sure, there was some complaining and hardship at the beginning, but now we're running surpluses, and the job rates in red states are better than blue states, and that's what Mitt Romney will do.
He's been specific about his goals. He hasn't been specific about how to reach those goals. What about what Paul Ryan acknowledged on Fox News Sunday? Also,
Andrea,
go ahead, sir.
I've got to stop you on that. The President of the United States, Andrea, has not got a budget passed in 3.5 years. That's governors balance budgets every year on time. This president has not got a budget even passed. Can't get it past either house, even though he's had a majority. So the president has had no plan to reduce the debt. In fact, he's increased the deficit $1 trillion a year. So let's start with the failures of this administration. Mitt Romney, I think, at least has said, look, We have got to cut spending. We're broke. We've overpromised. We've overspent. The bills are due, and I'll make
Governor,
the tough
where would
decision.
he cut the
So
spending?
let's trust him on that.
Where would he cut the spending?
A lot of domestic. We've already got a plan to cut $1.2 trillion. Unfortunately, half of it's balanced on defense spending in a time of war. That's a mistake. And so I think we need to cut trillions of dollars in order to get our budget balanced. And you could start with cutting 2 or 3 or 4% almost across the board, some of the things that other governors have done. But I think you target it in those areas where the spending has not produced tangible results in the quality of life for the people. I can just tell you, Andrea, I did it in Virginia. The governors like Christie and Scott and Kasich and Walker and Martinez have done it in all of their states. Mitt Romney did it when he was governor of Massachusetts, $3.5 billion deficit eliminated. And it can be done. Is it going to be easy? Are people going to have some short-term pain? Yes. But is it necessary in order to be restored the fiscal posture of the U.S.? Absolutely.
Thank you, Governor McDonnell. Of course, the question for both candidates is going to be what sacrifice and what specifics are they willing to cut, and where and how does it all add up? Thank you very much. We'll be watching the debate, obviously,
Andrea,
with you and others. And up next, back to the bench. What to expect when the Supreme Court convenes today for the new term.